Thanks to our great sponsors, Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, Jerry Goebel and State Farm Insurance, Richmond, Express Roofing, we've got you covered, expressroofing.net, Cumberland Valley National Bank in Richmond and Berea, Luxury Pet Services in Richmond, Time Warner Cable, Equipment Sales and Rentals, Madison County Schools, Tatum Enterprises, and Real Life Community Church, myrealchurch.org. We want to be sure and thank our fine sponsors, Berea Online, First Gear, WKYT.com, and the Colonel Sports Card Shop. A shout out to another great sponsor, Journey Auto and Boat Sales in Richmond. And welcome to another great sponsor, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Chris Hornsby in Highland Park.
Welcome back to Madison County School Sports Television. I'm Samantha Burford. We're here at Jack Burford Chevrolet, and today I'm with a very special guest, Mr. John Knuckles. He is the official president, I want to make sure I get it right, John, the president of the Madison County Youth Football League. It's a long title.
It is.
Well, thank you for being with us. We just want to give a big shout out to this Youth Football League. They're doing something really special for the youth of Madison County, and you guys got a big weekend coming up.
We do. Our Super Bowl's coming up this Saturday.
Yeah.
We get the privilege to play at Madison Central High School.
Now, will this be the first time you guys have played on their field for the Super Bowl?
This will be the second consecutive year.
Second year, okay.
We used to play at EKU's field, and then after the big turf got laid on Madison Central, they graced us and let us be privileged enough to go down there and play there.
Listen, that is a beautiful field, isn't it?
It is.
And when you're a youth football player, I mean, that's a big field for them.
It is. It's something they'll always remember.
That is. So you guys have how many games this weekend going on?
Well, we have our 3 championship games, and then 3 it's consolidation bowls, but we call it fun bowls for our 3rd and 4th places. So we'll have 6 games starting at 10 o'clock in the morning and ending somewhere around 6 in the evening.
Right. So for those of us, I have 3 girls. So for those of us that don't have boys that are playing football, give us a little education about this youth football program and how the kids, the ages of them, and the starting of it all.
Well, we're divided into 3 divisions, starting really at the age of 5. We have allowed a couple 4-year-olds to come in, but we let our coaches evaluate them just to see if they're developmentally ready.
Right.
But flag is 5 and 6, and they'll play, and that's just a mouthpiece and flags that hook on the belt.
Yeah.
And they go through, and it's great to watch. And our coaches run plays. They teach fundamentals. They teach how to block. It's not your head-on-head impact, so it's really just fundamentals about the game, offense and defense. And then 7 and 8-year-olds play junior league.
Okay.
Junior league is in full pads, and you really get into how to tackle and keeping heads up and safety procedures, and you start really getting into running some plays and some schemes.
Yeah.
And then our senior league runs ages 9, 10, and 11, and
so that'll be right before they move into middle school.
Right into middle school, and actually some of your 11-year-olds are 6th graders, but if they just don't feel like they're ready to move into middle school for whatever reason,
right,
they can play that 1 year down. And then sometimes you get 11-year-olds that are still in 5th grade, so that's why we allow 11-year-olds as well.
Right. Well, I think it's wonderful, and it's such a wonderful opportunity that you guys get to work with Coach Centers, and I know that teaching the fundamentals at such an early age so that when they get into middle school, they've already got that training and programming in their brains already.
And we've seen that in our high schools. The kids that come through the leagues, they're just so far ahead of somebody that just starts
out at middle school.
They already know the schemes, they know the plays, they know the lingo, they know heads up, they know proper technique of tackling. It's great, and Coach Centers works with us every year. He'll do part of his camp. We'll try to get our kids up there, and he comes in and trains our coaches sometimes on heads up and helps the league out as much as he can.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Well, and as a mom, I think it's very important this day and age with all the safety concerns going on with the safety of the helmets and the pads and the concussions, that is big in the news right now. So like you said, teaching them the proper way to tackle and safety, overall safety in this football program, I think is huge.
And we really stress that to our coaches. Some of our coaches have coached a long time. We've got one who retired 20 years coaching high school, so he's got the experience. And the ones that don't have that much experience, that's the first thing we do. We have a coaches meeting and we teach them, all right, these are proper techniques and this is what we expect to see from you. And if not, some of our elder coaches will step in and even during the middle of the season and say, hey, remember, we've got to have these techniques because safety is first for our league.
Yeah, it is definitely in the news right now.
Yes,
I mean,
and for good reason.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because you don't want mom saying, no, I'm never going to have my son play football because it's so dangerous. So this way they're getting taught young at a very early age the proper technique.
That's right.
I think it's fantastic. So this weekend, let's go back to that. This is open to the public, right? You don't have to have a son playing. Anybody can come and watch the games.
Absolutely. Like I said, flag will start at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then about 11:15 our junior teams will play. And then after that, our seniors will play. That's all the championship bowls, and then the 2 fun bowls, the consolidation games, will be played right after that. So admission, we do charge admission adults $5.
Okay.
And kids are $3. If you're under 6, you're free. So we want them to come in and just see these big kids play ball and fall in love with football. You know, all these boys will fall.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, it sounds like it'll be a lot of fun, and I think from looking at the weather, people need to dress warm.
It's supposed to be in the 50s.
Yeah, even though it's 70-some today, wear your long johns,
That's
I guess,
right.
Saturday morning.
That's right.
Saturday
But that's good football weather.
You know what? You're right. It really is, isn't it? It is. Well, listen, thank you for joining us. Is there anything else that you want to add before? Have we touched on everything?
I think we've got it pretty
right.
covered.
Well, again, thank you for coming. I want to make sure that we get all the information out there because this is such a wonderful opportunity for our young men in the program and women too. We talked to Coach Centers about how Southern has a female kicker. So I guess it's not just for little boys.
That's right.
Or big boys. It can be for girls too.
And we've had girls play in the league before and did wonderful.
Well, you don't find too many, so I think that's fantastic. I remember Madison Middle a couple years ago had a girl playing on their team. So, yeah.
She was a tough hitter.
So, yeah, I was going to say, if there is a girl playing, you guys probably know her because there's not many.
Right.
I figured that. All right. Well, thank you again. We really appreciate you taking the time to come talk to us and get the message out there. Well, you're very welcome. All right. Thanks for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Thanks to our great sponsors, Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, Jerry Goebel and State Farm Insurance, Richmond, Express Roofing, we've got you covered, expressroofing.net, Cumberland Valley National Bank in Richmond and Berea, Luxury Pet Services in Richmond, Time Warner Cable, Equipment Sales and Rentals, Madison County Schools, Tatum Enterprises, and Real Life Community Church, myrealchurch.org. We want to be sure and thank our fine sponsors, Berea Online, First Gear, WKYT.com, and the Colonel Sports Card Shop. A shout out to another great sponsor, Journey Auto and Boat Sales in Richmond. And welcome to another great sponsor, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Chris Hornsby in Highland Park.